is worth living again. Relationship on a ski slope, avalanche coming down slow. Do we have enough time to salvage this love? Feels like a blizzard in April, cause my heart is just that cold. Skating on thin ice, but it's strong enough to hold us up. Seen us screaming hollow, put us both on blast, tearing each other down when I thought it was over. Casting an angel to our beside, yeah. He gave us direction, showed us how to make it last for that long journey ahead. Said it ain't never over, no, even in the midst of doubt. Life is worth living. Life is worth living. So live another day.
Hey everybody.
The meaning of forgiveness. People make mistakes, doesn't mean you have to give in. Life is worth living again. Oh, life is worth living.
Hey Blue.
Again.
How you been?
What I get from my reflection.
You doing anything interesting? Any new animals you've adopted? Saved? I know you're kind of a hero in that department.
They try to crucify me. I ain't perfect, won't deny. My reputation's online, so I'm working on a better.
Yeah, I'm doing really good.
Life is worth
I had an interview yesterday evening, and
Life is worth
I'm going to be publishing a local magazine here for my art and my travels that I've done.
the meaning of
So that was really cool.
this. People make mistakes, only God can judge me. Life is worth living again. Another day. Life is worth living again.
Hey, thanks Rebel, I appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks Blue. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really enjoyable because the lady who was interviewing me did the research on me. She had really good questions. Like I could tell that she was actually like personally invested in knowing information about me and my art and what I'm doing with it. So that was a really enjoyable conversation. And as it turns out, she is a professor at the school that I'm going to start at here in January. She does something with journaling, specific to journaling. I can't really tell you exactly what it is, but it was cool. I made a friend with her, you know. So she wants me to reach out to her when I start school there and maybe take some writing classes with her. I used to write a lot as a young man and child, so that'll be fun to get back into that. Hey, Heavenly. I don't think you guys have missed a single live of mine. You guys are awesome. You guys have been the most consistent thing about TikTok for me. That's funny. Awesome, I appreciate you guys. I'm glad you guys enjoy coming here that much. I love you guys too. You guys are awesome. Yeah. Life is good right now. It's not that it's ever not good. It's just sometimes a little bit harder to see that. If that makes sense, you know? But right now, I see life is good. I'm headed in the right direction.
You remember when we were too beautiful, but we light up the sky when we fly. You were orange and red like so many sex lights, green eyes and apple's eye. You said you loved all the songs that I'd sing.
Yeah.
Nothing that you'd ever heard. And I said I loved you, all of my heart. You were too beautiful, but
Boneless cornflake, you're a goober. Hey, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that.
remember when we were too beautiful, birds we would sing when the morning would come.
You guys are funny.
You were silver and blue eyes, moonlight's new eyes, gold as the
I'm glad you guys are in a good mood.
One day was for a different song, one that I just couldn't sing.
I've had this
I got the melody sharp and
weird thought for the last 24, 48 hours or so. Trying to figure out what's the difference between, as a quality of a person, what's the difference between being intelligent, educated, a genius, and brilliant? What all those things mean. And it's been fun learning what the words mean, you know, on a definitive level, not an opinion level or an interpreted level. I think everybody can understand what the word intelligence means as a quality of a person's mind. Educated, you know, obviously means you went to school or had some kind of training. Or, I mean, you can even educate yourself and be really good at it. I can claim that, personally, when it comes to art and a couple other things. I appreciate that, Lou. Intelligent, to summarize the things I've read about, which, you know, intelligence, yes, it is what all these things are, different types of intelligence, but specifically intelligent as a quality of being is having the knowledge or being educated and using that with your ability to critical think. And it has mostly to do with your critical thinking, problem solving, things like that. aspects of education, which is kind of cool. Genius is just a measurement of general intelligence. How intelligent are you in general? So I don't really like that adjective. It's too much in a box, you know. It's not my favorite interpretation. But brilliance is my favorite. Educated people can know something. And a lot of people can be educated. Anybody can be educated. Anybody can gain that quality. Right? But intelligent, and we'll group that up with genius. Intelligent people, they can solve problems really easily in whatever their field of life is. Deals a lot with abstract thinking. They're good at abstract ideas and executing them to a degree. They can fix things really well. Intelligent people are the go-tos for problems that we have in our lives or professions. Brilliance is something else altogether. I really like this word. Somebody who's brilliant can do all of the above. They have the knowledge, the education, the experience, and the ability to problem solve. But people who are brilliant in their fields, they have an aspect the others lack. It's the creativity, which is really cool. Brilliant people are intelligent. They are geniuses in their own fields. They're educated. And they can do the problem solving and the higher abstract thinking and critical thinking skills. That's all there. But they're the ones who exude and exhibit the ability to discover and create new things in their fields. So it's like, as far as like with our brains and, you know, human intelligence and furthering ourselves in different ways. The pioneers are the brilliant people. Which is really cool to say. I like that. The brilliant people are the inventors, the discoverers.
I've been sleeping with the lights on, 'cause the darkness is surrounding you. This is my world, this is my choice, and you're the drug that gets me through. I've been waiting for an answer, because I built this bed for two. I'm just hanging on your answer. I built this bed for me and you. Can't you see that I am yours? So will be my life support. You're my support. Sick of waking up in darkness when the
Get you guys where you can see pretty easily what I'm doing.
there's a method to my madness.
Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that.
That you don't have to know. Because I built this method through. I'm just
Let's see here.
I built this bed for me and you. Can't you see that I am yours? So will be my
guys think you're brilliant in certain things? It's a genuine question. What do you guys feel like you might be brilliant at? Thanks, Blue. I appreciate it. I tapped my own screen a couple times just because you told me to. A little self-love. Blue, what are you brilliant at? I want to know. Brilliant with your compassion, discovering new ways to be passionate, loving for things that may need it. You can be brilliant at that. Clarity, a little heavenly. You're discovering new ways to maintain that clarity that most people haven't, you know? And there's been some really brilliant people as far as compassion in general. Who's that guy who's in prison for almost his entire life and then came out preaching about love? Was that Nelson Mandela? Am I thinking of the right guy? Hey, what's up, Alan Mitchell Art? Yeah, man, I'm just taking my time. I'm not gonna rush it. It's been a learning process for me as well. Not used to doing color, so I'm figuring things out as I go. So yeah, I'm a little bit slower than normal. Doesn't bother me none, personally. Can I ask you a question about that? I know a lot of times when I show a lot of compassion, for me, it's looked like this, and I want to know if it looks like this to you too. Have you ever heard that saying, be the person you want to see in the world? To me, that's how I express my compassion. I want to see more compassion in people. Sometimes I needed compassion and didn't receive it, so I'm making a point to show it myself sometimes. Not all the time, but I feel like where it's needed most is where I shine. People that most don't think need compassion or don't want to show them compassion. Does it look like that to you as well? Is that how you feel? Is that a mechanic of your passion for compassion? Yeah. That's something I can understand. I don't know, I guess for me to be more specific, it's not me being just the type of person I want to see in the world, but somebody I probably needed at one point. Try to be who I need. I feel like because we're all people, we can all relate to each other's struggles. Struggling is a human condition. So, specifically, the person that I probably needed at one point is the same person that they probably need now, or needed then. If that makes sense. I agree, Heavenly. I agree. Alexa, next song, please. Tearjerkers in today. It's not a tearjerker, it's just the truth. I think it's a universal truth, really. I think that's how we model ourselves as far as compassion goes. If you pay the price in a certain way, as far as somebody sinning against you, and I don't mean that in a religious sense, but a human sense. It's just a word I like to use. When you pay a price for something like that, you understand the cost. You understand how important it is to be good. That makes sense.
You
Oh, let me know if you keep having issues, Blue. Maybe I need to clear my cache on this app or something.
Writing down, my hand on your seat.
But yeah, that reporter, Flat Magazine, man, she had some really good questions. And, I mean, I understand the answers intuitively, but I've never had to like pull them forth and think about it with intention, you know what I mean? So it really made me actively think about the direction I'm going for my art and things I'd like to accomplish with it. And why I think it's important for people to be artists, and why I think art can help people. Alexa, next song, please. And I had to really think about it for a while, because, you know, she sent me her interview question list before we did the interview, so I could prepare a little bit, make sure I answered her questions properly for me, for my purposes. Here at home and with people very involved in like mental health issues. You know, I'm also a veteran. And one time in my life I was in the military acting as a resiliency trainer's advocate. And it's basically a glorified therapist within the military, specifically for military personnel, as a military personnel. Okay. Yeah, they do. She's good. She's been doing it her whole life. It's her passion, which is great. I love to see people in their passions. Passion's a key word for me. It's a mantra. But to me, how my art can help people with their mental health and how it helps me with my mental health a lot of times is like going to therapy. And I'm a nuts and bolts kind of guy. I like to understand how things work, the mechanics of them, and the aspects of everything. But I recognize that a therapist lets you turn your inner monologue into an external monologue or a dialogue with them, depending on how involved they get. And hearing your thoughts aloud when you express them to somebody lets you take a different perspective, because it's not just something you're experiencing, but hearing it aloud allows you to see it from the outside looking in, like other people can see it. And it's one of those things, like, we can always give other people really good advice, but not ourselves. And that's why we go to each other for advice, because we need that external perspective. Sometimes it's why venting can be good, because just hearing your thoughts aloud can help you process them. And language is such a fundamental part of us as human beings. It's what makes us different in a big way. But anyways, what comes before these words and how we express our internal feelings and our internal monologue is ideas. That's a very foundational perspective. So, you know, in expressing ideas to your therapist to get this external input, well, art is a form of self-expression. I realize that my art is a reflection of me. It is me. I'm showing you me, how I work internally, how I think about things, ideas that I want to express and how I express them. And when I do that, I'm able to have another perspective. external perspective on my internal feelings when I'm experiencing. So art is therapy for me. Which I intuitively knew that, but I never thought about it with intention, like, oh yeah, it is therapy. I just kind of recognized that it was. Oh, hey, Jessica, I'm sorry. I didn't even see your message on here. I'm sorry. Let me catch up on what you guys are saying. I kind of went off on a rant. Just scroll up really quick. No, it wasn't difficult for me in the military. Talking about being a resiliency advocate. I was kind of doing that anyways. Love you too, Jess. Brilliant. There you go. Now you catch my drift, Blue. Love you, Jess. You need to bring Maria over here. I know you got your little budding artist there. Sharp. Beautiful, perfect. You guys are kind. I appreciate it. That's all right. You know, Jessica, my artwork has forced me to continue my evolution as a person in interesting ways. As I was saying, that my art is a reflection of myself. And seeing it from this outside perspective, I see how beautiful it is. Sometimes I don't feel so beautiful. I don't know if I'm great or anything I'd like to be, I aspire to be. But I'm at least for sure beautiful, and I recognize that through my art, looking at my own reflection. And once Maria starts to seriously make art, I think she'll see her own reflection and realize that she should be proud of who she is. Give her time. Oh, it's all good, Jess. Bring Maria over. How old is she now? In my head, she's still an infant, but I know she's not. Hey, Dylan. Good to have you here, brother. Yeah, Jessica, you're right. I agree. Who is it?
Robert.
Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know if I can pause this or not. Sorry about that. I let my neighbor borrow my battery jumper for a strut. He's bringing it back to me. I appreciate you, Lou. You're awesome. Don't you never forget it. Sharp tip there. And then also yesterday I reached out to a local artist to me here in Western Kentucky. He is the established and known charcoal artist. Because I'm young, making my name for myself as an artist. He's very, very good. There are a lot of similarities. I feel like if you are truly a creative person, whatever endeavor you're in, you never stick to it. You always grow and get curious about other things. I feel like that's what creative people do. And he plays music like I do. He's a photographer, drawing artist. He does film productions and stuff. Just an interesting individual. We had a really rich conversation. It's nice to get to know my community that I've adopted and that's adopted me. Life's just been really nice here lately as far as growth. You guys don't mind, I'm trying to grow. Sometimes I don't say much, get a little engrossed in what I'm doing, but I would really appreciate it if you guys could support me by showing my stuff to other people. I work really hard at it. We know, Blue. We know. I wonder if I'm shadow banned from getting banned that one time on my live. Because I'm consistently lower than my views as I was on my black and white drawings. Maybe I'm just not as good at color as far as what people can typically appreciate as I am with black and white. That's always a possibility.
Quirks off, it's on. The party's just begun. I promise that drink is my last one. I know I fucked up again, 'cause I lost my only friend. God forgive my sins. Don't leave me. I leave myself until I die. My heart would break without you. My heart awake without you. Been hurting all from living life for so long.
Oh, cool. I'd like to see that. I like documentaries. That'd be cool with it if you want to share that with me. Leave a link or whatever I can watch. I bet it'll be on YouTube somewhere.
Until last regrets for your spirit sand. 12 lonely steps up heaven's stairway to gold. Remind myself like cold.
Hey, Anna.
Mountain of it.
Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Ooh, that's cool. What can you tell me like what it's about in summary? Don't spoil it. But I would like to know what it's about. What kind of topic is it? Oh yeah, hard to describe. I can understand that. Who's this? Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's been a really good day.
Are you playing billiards?
No, sir. I am not. I'm drawing.
Oh,
Is that what you're doing? Trying to find people to play a game with?
no. I was just inviting random people to a live.
Oh, okay.
That looks sick.
Thanks, man. You want a close up?
Yeah.
My thing is I do lots of detail and I take my time. So when you get close, you'll see a lot more than what you see from far away. So here's the whole image. It's quite large, about 5 foot across. And then I'll bring you in, see if I can diffuse this light a little bit, but you can see a bit more detail when you get
Oh
close.
my god.
You like that?
What's he got? A telescope?
Yeah, it's a spyglass.
Yeah, that's definitely sick. What are you using? Is it oil?
Actually, it's different forms of pastel. This is like a pan pastel. It's very soft, and I can manipulate it on the paper very easily. A little bit harder, a little bit more control. I can do more detail with these, also soft pastel and chalk form, and even more control for the fine details. I use these pastel pencils.
How long have you been working on this?
Ooh, that's hard to say. Maybe some of my viewers that are in here could probably tell you in the comments. I think I'm already at like 100 hours, 120 hours. It's taking me a long time.
Is it a commission?
Yeah, somebody's asked me to do this.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm actually colorblind, so this is my first color piece.
Colorblind as in like there's some distortion of color, or there's certain colors.
So I have what's called protanopia, moderate to severe protanopia, which is a red-green deficiency.
Okay.
So I can still see some color, and that's why I'm able to at least see some accuracy. But I have other ways that I can get by without the full perception, and it's actually made it a lot more fun because I get to think about it in a new way. I have a color picking app on my iPad, so if I'm uncertain if it's a red-green, which I know that I can't trust myself on those, I can just touch the color. It will tell me exactly what the composition of it is.
So cool.
And then everything that I use is labeled, and the names of these colors give me a clear indicator as to what colors are in them. So that, and I also understand color theory pretty well. So it's like this game of chess in my head trying to get everything to work out just right. It's been really enjoyable. A lot slower as far as productivity goes.
Did you go to art school?
No. I've only been drawing 2 years total. I'll show you what I can normally do. Like I said, I typically do black and white. I did this a few months ago.
Wait. You're telling me that's not a photo?
This is a drawing. This is the original here.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
You have to, I don't know, post on Reddit or something. This is crazy.
I did. I only got like 200 or 400 likes or something like that.
Well, that's a lot for Reddit.
That's a lot for Reddit. It can be a lot for Reddit, depending on where you're posting at.
Yeah, I mean, typically only the bots get tens of thousands of upvotes, but...
Yeah, something to do with the karma. I'm still figuring out the marketing thing now that I'm happy with my actual art and the quality of it. So it's a learning process. I start school for graphic design in January. So I chose that because I think it'll probably help me and bring me more value than like a fine arts degree. Because I want to figure out how to do this and live off of it. That's my goal.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, a literary arts degree or an arts degree will give you a lot of niche knowledge.
Right. Important, valuable knowledge. Yeah, because like a fine arts degree just teaches you how to make art. An artist doesn't need help with that.
Yeah, right. It's an inherent skill.
Not much help with it, but they don't teach them how do you make a living off this. If you're going to spend a bunch of money to go to school, you need to figure out a way that you can make a living.
Yeah.
To business. They don't do that at all.
So one thing I will say though is like a fine arts degree, you'll probably be able to network and meet people within the art industry, and there certainly are techniques to learn, and there could be more opportunity for collaborative conversations with other artists, but you can do that without being in school for it.
Well said. Well said. That, I've done a lot of research on that, and you're exactly right. Are you an artist yourself?
No, I'm not.
Wow. I mean, you could have fooled me as far as the insight you have into what I was saying. That was impressive. That was spot on, my friend. If you're not an artist, you missed a good opportunity to be one.
Oh, I have, I mean, I guess I have some artistic interests in like music.
Oh yeah, that's an artist.
But not visual art.
Yeah, well, we're both artists. I play music too. In fact, my followers that are on here a lot, they make me sing them a song on my guitar or whatever I have on hand. Happens all the time.
Yeah, I did music in school, but I really don't do it anymore. It's not an active hobby.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick Anderson, check out this dude's octopus he's drawing.
Hey, thanks for the shout out, my dude.
It's crazy.
I appreciate it, man. It's always kind of scary when somebody that you don't know asks to join your life. 'Cause some people just like to make a mess of things, but I'm glad I accepted yours.
Yeah.
So is that what you're trying to do for a living? Is your music?
No, music has it was a thing in high school, and then I used to play a little bit at a church I used to go to, but I don't do that anymore. I don't really do music
At all?
um no, I mean, I sing in the car.
Oh man, who does it? I tell you what, I scream singing in my car.
Yeah, I don't.
I can look out the corner of my eye and see people like give me a side eye like, this dude is
This
crazy.
dude's nuts.
I don't mind it. I love art in any form, really.
I guess the most recent art I was sort of into was again, I don't really know if it's art. I guess it kind of is, but like writing, poetry.
Absolutely, that's art. Absolutely. If it involves creativity and self-expression, it is art.
Yeah. Seems I only do it though when I'm in certain phases of life. It's not like I can't just like push stuff out all the time.
Right. Is it when you feel a need to express yourself, like a thought, an idea, or emotion, or experience?
Yeah, it's typically like when I'm feeling depressed.
Right. That's so interesting because I was just talking about how, like, I'm a veteran and I have therapists and psychiatrists that I see through the VA. I'm a disabled veteran, and somebody recently asked me for an interview for a magazine about my art. They were like, "How can art help people as far as like therapeutic wise dealing with PTSD?" Because I talk about that a lot. And my answer was that a therapist basically just allows you to turn your internal monologue into an external dialogue or monologue. And it's like you can always give your friends good advice from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
But you always have to go to your friends for advice. So it's like sometimes we know the answer, sometimes we don't. And I recognize that therapists guide us with our monologue
Mm-hmm.
to the answers that we already have. We have all the answers. They don't give us anything we don't have, which is kind of a crazy concept.
Yeah,
And,
I think sometimes, I mean, I haven't been to a therapist in a while, but I think sometimes they can, I mean, I guess you're right in that it's giving you a way to understand something that's already in your mind, but I think they can guide you to new discoveries and insights about the way you operate. Um,
right, but it's still within you. And sometimes they only get that from the information you give them. You have all the answers inside you, is what I'm saying.
that's deep.
Yeah. So, but art is a self expression, just like that dialogue in therapy. It allows you to express yourself. But with art, it's a little bit deeper because you get to illustrate an idea without words. Ideas come before words, so it's a more foundational approach to
Mm,
therapy. It's deeper than that. You
mm.
can't always describe a piece of artwork with words. That's why sometimes it's abstract or surrealistic.
Mm.
And I didn't realize that until she asked that question. And I had to speak it aloud. I had to express the idea. So what do you do?
I work. Hang on, I gotta find something really quick. Oh shit. I like this song, by the way. I work in self-driving cars.
Oh, that's really cool. So what's your role?
It's not really. I build simulated tests for the self-driving car software. So like, we're not gonna test in real life having a pedestrian jump in front of the self-driving car when it's going 40 miles an hour. That's obviously way too dangerous. So
Of course.
we do it in sim with the same software. It's like putting it through a video game before it's on the road. That makes sense.
Yeah, like pilots for planes. They do these sim tests and stuff. But yours is like a simulated pilot.
Yeah, kind of. And then, the only thing you have is you have a mapped road, and then I put in all the environment. I put in buildings and streetlights, stop signs, speed limits, different road actors and their velocity and trajectory, all that stuff. It sounds
Man,
really...
hold on. Wait, don't downplay it. Like, a lot of my TikTok is the stuff about like the Tesla and how they're like pioneering new ways for these systems to operate and how to intelligently navigate situations that you might miss, specifically in your role. So, like a new situation, how do they make these split-second decisions for new situations? And that stuff is that's a part of AI, essentially, figuring that kind of stuff out, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. I don't really get in. I'm not that technical with it. I'm not an engineer. I didn't study any. I studied nothing technical. It's an entry-level position, but it's cool enough, like the fact that I had no prior work experience in the industry and then landed this. It's kind of cool.
Oh, don't downplay yourself. You don't have to have an education to be extremely intelligent or brilliant with something.
Thanks.
I believe you're brilliant. If you like it, do you like it?
I mean, it's a job.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
I don't know. I have no expectation for work to be anything other than work, personally. Like,
I totally understand that.
Like I'm gonna get my fulfillment and my meaningful experiences when I'm not working.
Right. I always hated the idea of when you ask somebody, "Hey, who are you? What do you do?" They always take it to mean like, "What do you do for a living?"
Yeah.
And like it forces them to identify. I'm an electrician. I am an electrician. I am a plumber. I am a programmer. It's just like I never felt like that was the right answer for me. You know, I'm an artist. I'm an entertainer.
More than a job.
Yeah, and that was before I started doing art. You know, with the intention of figuring out a way to make an income off of. Like, that's who I am. Who are you? What do you do? Well, that's what I do in my spare time. That's what I dream about at night. That's what I'm thinking about when I have conversations with people, you know?
Yeah. There definitely, I think, like, at least my mentality is that I'm more than my job. And what really brings me joy as a human being is outside of my job. But there is a sweet spot that I hope that you can get where you can monetize your passion. And
for me, that's a definition of success because I drew as a kid, and that was the first thing that I wanted to do. And I was passionate about it, and I was as serious as a kid could be. The same amount of seriousness that I have with it now, but now I have life experience and wisdom to guide me. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm a little bit more, we'll say, molded to be successful when I wasn't then. But I let a lot of people tell me it was a bad idea. Because when I was a kid, people only knew artists as starving. So like, that's probably not the best career choice. And
it's still a notion that's pretty popularly held.
Yeah, it is, but it's a lot more possible now with internet and social media than it was back then.
Yeah, definitely. Do you sell prints?
I do.
So when you make a commission, like, so this is a commission that you're making yourself, are you allowed to then make a print of this, or do you have to make a separate piece to be printed and mass distributed?
That second one.
Okay.
Now, it all depends on the contract. When I do a commission, I have a contract that I send out. And I do a lot of commercial commission work. So that means that, like, let's say I design a piece of art for a restaurant, and they want to put it on shirts, hats, merchandise, plates, napkins, maybe turn into a sign out front. Well, I own the copyrights because I'm the creator. I can sell you the piece, but still retain the copyrights and licensing. I mean, I can reproduce it. But if they want to purchase the copyrights and licensing, then they can reproduce it. So they own the idea, not just the object.
I got you.
Which is pretty cool. And in this country, it automatically is like that. I always have videos of me making stuff, and that's for content purposes. But it's also for legal purposes, because this is proof that I'm the one that created this. And as soon as it's done, it's automatically protected on a federal level as far as the copyright's concerned.
Oh, really? That's an automatic thing.
Automatic thing. I don't have to do any paperwork for art specifically.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice, right? But yeah, I do a lot of personal pieces where I like to draw the homeless people. I went hitchhiking across the country a few years ago, lived out of a backpack for like 4 months, and found 2 missing people and got them into rehab, and like they changed their life and stuff. They did all the hard work, but that was life changing for me. And so I feel like all these people that are dirty and grungy and kind of scary looking that we try not to make eye contact with, like, I think they're beautiful people and they tell stories with their skin, their teeth, their hair, their nails, their clothes, the items they carry. And so as an artist who likes to do all this detail, to me, that's storytelling. I'm telling the narrative by the wear and tear on these people.
Yeah.
How they live their life.
I think that's beautiful.
I tell their story with my words too. That's why I like to do TikTok live. They're really beautiful people, man. There's no more pioneers or adventurers anymore. Everything's been discovered, and technology and wealth has made us comfortable being comfortable, and that's all we seek. And these people, they're wild. It's really cool, man.
I really enjoyed speaking. When I went to school in North Philadelphia, and there was a lot of homeless people, and some of them would hang around the church center I would hang out with. And I got really close with 2 of them. And then I feel like they meant so much to me. And then one day I just stopped seeing them on the sidewalk. And it's like, there's this untold worry of, it's like, okay, this was their routine. As far as I know, they didn't have a place to go. Where are they now? What are they up to? What else have they? What else have they experienced since I last saw them? It's like, I still think about the one guy, Mark, pretty frequently.
Tell me about
him. The first time I ran into him, he asked me to get him some McDonald's. So I got him some McDonald's, and we sat down and we're talking, and he opened up that he was HIV positive and showed me his, I forget the technical term for it, the colostomy bag that he had, pretty much this bag for like bodily waste. And he was talking about how he was trying to find resources to get his HIV under wraps. And I was like, I don't know where you can go for that. I know it exists somewhere. But at the time, I'm not quite there anymore, but at the time I was in a very Catholic mindset, and I knew his name was Mark. So I was like, hey, let's look at the Gospel of Mark. I wasn't really trying to evangelize him, but I just know that the Bible gave me so much hope and inspiration with what I was going through. So I thought this could be a common thing for us to share together.
You're giving him a tool that's proven useful to you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm not like, oh, this is going to cure your HIV or get you a job and build credit or something. But it's like, I don't know, if there has to be something else I can do other than have conversation with you and buy you McDonald's, So it's like,
a smart person will realize if they don't have the right information that they can always defer to something or someone else.
Yeah.
So that was a smart decision. I probably would have done the same thing.
Now I live really far from Philly, and I don't know where he's at. I hope he's all right.
Probably. There's a saying, smooth seas never made for great sailors. And when you live that kind of lifestyle, and I can personally attest to this, those are some of the most skilled people as far as surviving and making ends meet and figuring things out. They have less means than us, and it's even hard for us as homed people.
Yeah, with
figure that out, and they have less
people with all of our necessities and nutritional needs and
right. We're just figuring out how to pay the bills. Some of us have education. Some of us had parents that teach us basic life skills like that, and some of us didn't.
Yeah.
There's some people that live that way out of preference.
Which I think, I feel like I could have guessed that was a reality, but hearing you say it, like there really are, That's just like an unfathomable.
Well, people can define their own value system. Society puts a
Oh,
lot of pressure
100%.
on people.
100%.
And some people's value system is so radically different than ours. Like for me, when I took off hitchhiking, I wanted adventure, and like I accidentally became an advocate for homelessness and addiction, and people were like noticing and wanting to get involved. Like a lot of people want to give me money, and I was just like, because this is an adventure for me, what makes it an adventure is the real risk of failure. So please don't offer me money, because then you're taking away my real sense of failure, and it will be too easy. I need the adversity to be able to appreciate this.
Wow. That is a really interesting take.
I didn't know it until I was on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I really wasn't without anything. Not in my opinion. My value system allowed me to have very little and be very happy. In fact, the less I have, the happier I am. Because all that stuff is just noise. I had food in my belly. I had a pillow under my head at night. I had people around me who cared about my well-being. And I had purpose. You know what I mean? It's easier to find a purpose in that kind of life when that noise is stripped away.
Yeah, there's often times I think that when I had the greatest self awareness of purpose, or the most awareness of my own self purpose, was when I was the loneliest. I was up in Inner Mongolia, China.
Cool.
I didn't have a lot of money. None of my family was beside me. My phone couldn't get on Google or social media or anything. And it was like in those moments where everything that I have now around me, that's like the comfort and the things I believe to be my needs, when I wasn't with that, is when my inspiration and understanding of self, and I don't even know how to explain it. That's when it was at its greatest.
Yeah. There's a lot of health benefits from cold showers, but there's a lot of emotional benefits too. And emotions are more or less chemicals. And this is something I recently realized, is that when you take a cold shower, you're essentially doing a chemical reset for your dopamine. You do something that's very uncomfortable and very unpleasant, and it gives you a reset every day you do it. What happens is you don't have all this comfort that gives you low levels of dopamine, and then what happens is you get a tolerance to it. You need more and more to be happy. Right? So all these comforts aren't good for our dopamine levels, and it's not good for our happiness. And that when you have this adversity, you're taking away from the dopamine in your system so you can lose some of that tolerance. And then that's what can make you happier. So it's this weird, I think God or the creator, I like to say the creator because I don't really know. I consider myself a Christian, but I've never met the guy personally. I never put my eyes on him, shook his hand, or any of that stuff. But the creator has this joke on the universe and humanity where it's like moderation is key. Don't be too comfortable. Don't be too happy because you'll lose it. Back and forth, this moderation. It's like a practical joke. Like, that's how I know God has a sense of humor. You know?
Yeah. Moderation is something I need to check myself on. I definitely need like a dopamine cleanse. I take the hottest showers. I'm not really working that much, so I'm on TikTok a lot, eating food I want to eat. I'm too comfortable.
That's probably a smart idea. It's multifaceted, but I think one of the biggest reasons why going to a gym and working out for a lot of people is good for their mental health, because it's hard and there's a struggle and it can be unpleasant, and you get that reset every day. And they say there's always this high afterwards, and I think it's because you take away that dopamine for a little bit, you lose that tolerance, and right after, like, I feel freaking awesome. I suspect that's what it is.
Could be. I struggle with the gym.
I do now. I used to be a meathead. I used to be huge. Like 40, 50 pounds heavier than I am now, solid muscle.
Damn. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's honestly probably related to my excessive experience of dopamine because like when I'm in the gym, like it's not like I'm too tired. It's like I'm bored.
Yeah.
I just want to go home and shower and then play my video games.
Oh, you like the game? I game too.
I play a lot of video games.
PC?
Yeah, I have PlayStation or not PlayStation soon, but I play a lot of Nintendo and PC. I've played everything really throughout my
Nintendo.
life.
Okay, that's a throwback. Look at you.
I mean, it's still a thing.
I didn't know. I mean, I know some people still have them, and they're simple machines, so they last a long time compared to what we have now.
Yeah, but there's new Nintendo too. Like there's the Nintendo Switch, and
That's true. I forget.
I play. My favorite is the N64.
Yeah, see, I remember having one of those as a kid. I've blown in many of those cartridges back in my time.
Yeah, when they're not working, you give them a little puff.
No, you hit them things with a hammer, it might fix them, you know?
I had this weird technique where when my Super Smash Bros. Wouldn't work, I would take the cartridge and I would lightly like lick it to get the dust off. It was honestly the dumbest idea because the moisture from your saliva oxidizes the cart, but
Right,
it,
salt in your saliva and stuff, yeah.
it worked sometimes.
Sometimes you gotta experiment to figure out brilliant little things like that.
I want to thank you for this conversation. I feel like I've been, how do I explain it? Just going through with the motions too much. I don't, for one, I don't have these kinds of conversations often, and I used to all the time. When I was at church, this was like the majority of our conversations were these deep, meaningful conversations about how we felt about ourselves and how we related to others and our significance in just like existing in reality. And recently, I don't have any creative outlets. I don't have these conversations often. I think I need to do more. So thank you.
Well, I thank you for the kind words. I feel better about myself that I can be useful to you, because sometimes I feel pretty damn useless. You know?
I think we all do.
Yeah. I recommend you find some art, man. Express yourself, and you can look into that reflection of yourself, and maybe that'll give you some direction.
Yeah. It'll be through writing, I think. I think that's my go-to.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a follow. Let's keep in touch, my friend.
Thanks. I'll follow you too.
And if you want to play some DayZ on PC, me and all my military buddies, man, we get in there, we get silly, talk trash, and
DayZ. I've never played that.
Oh, it's my favorite. I get a little nerdy over zombies, anything zombies, movies, books, games.
I was just playing like a week ago. I was playing 7 Days to Die. You know that?
Yep.
Game's fun. It's just a little unfinished, I think.
Yeah, DayZ's the same way. It was basically a Arma 2 mod that they decided to make its own standalone and give its own people who keep modding it.
Yeah.
Like Bohemian Interactive had been modding it 12, 14 years, something like that, continuously. And it's completely transformed into something new, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like League of Legends and Dota are continuations of a modded Warcraft 3 custom game, which is pretty much what I play all the time is Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
Can't believe that game still exists, but
Warcraft will never die. It's like disco.
I think maybe it should at some point. It's getting old.
That's part of gaming history, man.
Yeah, I mean World of Warcraft, but like Warcraft itself is.
Dude, Warcraft came before World of Warcraft, man. I played Warcraft.
I never played Warcraft. I played Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3. That's what I'm playing now is Warcraft 3. But
yeah, I played all those games and the old Star Wars, Jedi Knights, Mysteries of the Sith. I played all those old games. Early 90s games, man.
Did you ever play Zelda?
Hell yeah. I like Kirby. When I was really young, Kirby was my favorite little guy.
Kirby was your guy? Yeah, I like Kirby. But Zelda always had this really deep impact on me. Like Link was someone. It was weird. The guy doesn't even talk, but he like meant so much to me when I was a little kid. I don't know.
Well, it's because you can identify with him. Just like why Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, because like they're both in similar positions, and maybe this is true for you. I suspect it is, but for me, it's like Spider-Man's just a kid.
Yeah.
He's just a regular dude trying to make it through life. He messes up his own life sometimes in very human, regular ways, and he's still doing amazing things on the side, great things, feats, his
Yeah.
own odyssey. You know what I mean? They're both that same way. Like Link was just a kid.
I guess the difference is that like Spider-Man has a superpower, you know,
Right.
which makes that adds a little bit of distance there and the ability to relate. I think that's why I've never really had a thing for superheroes. Like, I mean, they can be entertaining, but I think the thing was like in Zelda Ocarina of Time on the N64, Link starts out as like a really small kid,
Right.
which is how old like he was like the age I was when I was playing that game.
Right. Could have been.
Yeah, and the thing was like there's these like the Triforces and the power that Link has essentially is it's really just courage. That's all he has.
Yeah.
He learned some spells and stuff, but it's really courage. So I was like, oh, I can be courageous, but
Well, that's one of the reasons why I thought it was so important for me to become an artist. Is a lot of people make decisions based on stability and comfort, and they end up very unhappy with that. And anytime I've heard an elderly person talk about stuff right before they die, it's always about a regret of not doing something. It's almost never a regret of doing something. And it's always something grandeur, this idea they had, because we're all dreamers at our core. And so I feel like it's important for me to blaze this trail and follow my dreams, regardless of logic or reason, because logical, reasonable people are normal people that have normal brains, and normal people do normal things. In order to aspire for greatness and follow your dreams and do big things, you got to just like, I don't care about your logics and reasoning. I don't care how improbable it is. There's something inside me that says I have to do this.
And not caring about how it may be received externally. Like
right, and you may fail. There's a good chance you may fail, but then you'll know, and you won't have that regret on your deathbed.
Yeah, I always had a what was that?
But I don't know if I'm going to become a world-class artist. I'm still going to plan to do it, try to do it.
Yeah, I always had. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's your turn.
I was gonna say I always had an aspiration to put my poetry out on some sort of platform. There was absolutely zero intention of ever like monetizing it, but
you just want to share it.
I just want to share it, because the poems that I resonate with, I mostly read like Chinese poetry from the Tang Dynasty of China, so it's like around like the 600s, and it was always crazy to me that some of these poets that are like you can't even find English translations of some of them because they're so not famous. That it was crazy to me that I was reading this dead guy's words from 1800 years ago, 1600 years ago or something, and they meant so much to me. And it's like, if only like one or two people could read a poem that I wrote and feel some sort of feeling of them being understood, or that maybe we've gone through similar experiences, that would mean a lot to me. Right. But I've never had the courage, or I've been too lazy to actually act on it.
You're going to regret that if you never do it.
Yeah, I just don't know what platform to do it on.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you have success. I mean, you're here and we have 2 viewers. I don't care. I'm here doing it.
You have 2? I have 1.
Yeah. I'm here doing it, man. And maybe my purpose of doing this is to inspire you because you got great things to do. I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe that's all it is, and that's enough.
Yeah.
I did a lot of really cool, amazing things when I was hitchhiking, to be honest. And I realized how powerful I can be, even though I have no means. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to do this kind of stuff. You don't have to be super successful by, society standards, but as long as you're successful by your own standards, because you define those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very powerful person, and so are you. The problem is we don't think that we are, and even if we do think we are, we don't think we deserve it.
I feel that.
Yeah. Okay. The deserving part is really what gets a lot of people when I say that.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right. I got to get ready for a Christmas party, but thanks again for talking. I wish you luck with your piece, and...
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Come back and see me, man. Let's stay in touch.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. You have a good one.
You too.
I appreciate you guys. Yeah, to be honest, I had a little trepidation about accepting his, because he asked to join me. I had a little trepidation about that, but I'm really glad I did. Very well-spoken gentleman. I like the way he communicated. Did you guys notice that? I always have a great appreciation for somebody who takes the time to try to communicate effectively and clearly. I appreciate you guys. Hey, this is a team effort. More for the support I got from you guys, I probably would have stopped doing this on TikTok a long time ago and tried to find something else. And maybe this is just an indicator meeting you guys that this is where I need to be. Maybe I'm just a little early to the show. But if I hang out, maybe things will change. Even if it doesn't, that's all right. It's got the right effect I'm looking for. It's coming together, guys, slowly but surely. I'm gonna get there. Probably save this for last. I need to go back over the silhouette of this tentacle. You can kind of see the light glancing on the back of it here. I got just a little bit more work to do just right here. You can see the angle of the skin changing and wrapping around these tentacles in different ways, and the way the light's hitting the figure. But I need to angle the skin going down here in a few spots, and this is where it fades away too. So it's not much, just suggesting that it's doing something. So I'll do this tomorrow. I plan on being on TikTok more or less all day tomorrow, and then once I get that done, I'm going to finish the back of the head. I'll do this tentacle after that. So we're getting there. And it's looking fantastic. All right. Well, I think I'm done for the evening. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I know sometimes I can be a little boring. Send me a link to that, Blue. I might watch some of it. Love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.